right, my Instagram family, buckle up, hide your kids, hide anybody who is under the age of adulthood, because I have a feeling that I'm probably going to lose my temper. And this is particularly directed to the New Orleans City Council because of the bullshit y'all decided to pull this morning. I'm just gonna spend the time, this drive back to Baton Rouge as I go back to attend law school, on saying the things that really wasn't allowed to say, and more importantly, got caught up in the moment and pissed the fuck off that I couldn't say the things that I needed to say, and more importantly, the people who I was there for were prevented from saying the things that they needed to fucking say. So, everyone, buckle up. It's about to be a ride. So today, there was a city council meeting, and on the agenda, there were a couple of action items in which me and my brothers and sisters that were representing the Palestinian resistance and liberation, we were going to the New Orleans City Council in order to petition, in order to offer up comments. Now, it's important to note that when we started planning this a couple of weeks ago, because of my experience with the Hard Rock previously, I specifically mentioned multiple times, we need to get there early. We need to fill out the comment cards early. We need to do all this, only for the simple fact that the City Council of New Orleans likes to play fuck games. And if they don't like to play the fuck games, what they like to sit there and do is just have complete fucking and utter chaos, because it's so disorganized that you never know what the hell is. I'm gonna come down. So let me tell you what happened. I show up, white people time, white woman time. I show up extra early. I go in, use the bathroom. The very first thing I do is go write a public comment card. Now, there are 2 action items on the agenda that we wanted to speak on. The first thing that we wanted to speak on was the river thing. That was number 9. Number 24 was basically the swearing in, a generalized swearing in ceremony of Helena Moreno and JP Morrell, right? So basically, we get to offer up whatever comments we want on whatever topic to deal with them, and they're supposed to respond. So when I went in, first thing I did this morning, the first thing I did is I filled out the damn comment card, because I ain't new to this. I've been true to this bullshit, and y'all been playing this fuck game for years, and y'all think y'all ain't seen it. I fucking see you. That's it. So I go in, fill out my comment card extra early, right? Go use the bathroom, go outside. Everybody's chanting outside, congregating outside, and I finally bring it up like, yo, has everybody filled out their comment cards? Well, nah, we ain't never. Okay, let's go in and do it. So when we go in and do it, the dude who's taking the comment cards in New Orleans City Council, he's like, what action item are y'all here for? And I'm like, well, I'm here for 24. And then next thing you know, I hear my name be called by President Helena Moreno. And I'm like, yo, Rubia Garcia, that's me, but I'm speaking on agenda item number 24, and I'm going to defer until later, until all my comrades get here. Sis doesn't say nothing. So I go back to helping them fill out their comment cards for agenda 9, 24, yada, yada, whatever, helping them fill out their comment cards and yada. And then old boy's like, well, you can't speak on 24 because they just did 24. They just called your name. I'm like, but I just stood here. I just literally sat here and explained to you that I'm here for 24, and you saw her call my name, and I said I would. He said, yeah, she should have told you that that's not the way it works. But I'm like, yeah, she knows exactly who the hell I am. So yeah, she ain't about to sit here and tell me I can go later, because I didn't realize when we walked in, they had called 24. Because when we showed up, they decided to rearrange the entire agenda for the day and to take number 24 first. So that means anybody who has submitted a comment card for number 24 couldn't go, with the exception of me. Why? Because again, I got there on white woman time, stupid ass early, and filled out the comment card, because I know y'all stay on that fuck shit. So then we're like, the dude's like, you can't, as far as number 9, they're on the agenda. He starts going through the agenda, and he's like, number 9, well, number 9's been tabled. Number 9's been deferred indefinitely, so they're not going to be taking any public comments on that. So what are our options? Well, y'all ain't going to be able to speak. Okay, fine. We actually started to walk out. Can y'all hear me? Before I say anything else, can y'all hear me? Let me stop. You right. I need to take a breather. Can y'all hear me? And I don't know what anybody's sitting here talking about with hostility. Bitch, you ain't seen me hostile yet, beloved. You ain't seen it yet. That what you saw in city council, that wasn't hostility. That was righteous indignation. Understand the fucking difference. And it's because y'all sit there and eat the shit that comes out of these fucking politicians' ass so much that y'all can't sit here and recognize real whatever is fucking sitting here in front of you. Say that shit. Take that shit somewhere the fuck else. Because even this isn't hostile. This is me letting you know the fucking lines of history are being drawn, bitch. Pick a fucking lane. Back to the story. So the dude basically says, yeah, y'all ain't gonna be able to comment. So we're all trying to go outside. We're about to go outside and figure out what the fuck it is. And as I'm walking out, I am looking dead ass at Helena Moreno. I am dead ass looking at her eye. And when I get to the door, I say, you really about to let me walk out this fucking door without you letting us speak? She walks over. I explained just what I explained to y'all. I got here early, filled out the comment card. Everybody's here talking about 9 and 24, but you don't want to let nobody do 24 because I'm the only one that showed up early and filled out the comment card. So it's not lost on me that the only person that's going to speak on this issue is the fucking white lady who showed up early, who isn't Palestinian. So I had a speech prepared. I wrote it down, had everything filled out like I was going to stick to the script. I'm not lying, y'all, because I know myself enough. I know I'm passionate. I know myself enough to know that I can lose it. So I wrote what I had, and y'all know I don't write shit down. I wrote what I had to say down. So imagine the frustration of me not only getting there early, me sitting here thinking I'm about to stand in solidarity with my Palestinian brothers and sisters, and then y'all gonna sit here and deny them a fucking voice and give the one white woman there, Helena, I was like, I will defer. I will defer and give my time to fucking Mo, who has lost 219 fucking family members in 90 days. I will fucking defer. Nah, we ain't gonna do that, but I'll do that as a courtesy. Okay, bitch. I got something for your fucking ass. And what did I do? I really started, I intended, y'all, dead ass. I intended to go there with grace and peace in my heart. I intended there to appeal to their better fucking nature, despite the history that I have with these individuals with the Hard Rock. Despite repeatedly these very same individuals, Helena Moreno, the very same person just 2 months after my arrest at the Hard Rock, just 2 months later sitting there, you're saying you're going to use your authority, but you haven't done a fucking thing. And why is that relevant to the Hard Rock? It's relevant to the Hard Rock because you think you're going to cover up your fucking silence for Palestine like you did the fucking Hard Rock. And I got news for you, because Hard Rock ain't over either. Every single last one of y'all bitches, if you think that I'm about to let that shit slide, I don't give a fuck if I'm 50. You hear me? I gave a fucking promise, and that's the difference. Y'all can't recognize the passion, the real shit. You thought with a motherfucker like Donald Trump that you had to sacrifice a fucking moral compass to have a leader, and you don't. You fucking don't. You want to know how I know? Because it's me. Do I want to be in that position? I was asked today, are you thinking about running for political office? Fuck, I don't want to deal with this shit. Who wants to deal with all of this? Especially more importantly, the fuckers like y'all that sit here and cap in the comments as if it was fucking you in Palestine. They wouldn't have said that they stand in solidarity with Israel 3 fucking months ago and haven't amended or adjusted that statement since. You think you're an exception and you're fucking not. Or better yet, you think you'd be a fucking exception like they wouldn't have had your ass hanging off the fucking 11th floor of the Hard Rock for 302 days or buried beneath the rubble for beneath the 18th fucking floor like they did Jose. Now that's New Orleans, right? But let that be a fucking testament. If you really think, honest to God, that these politicians are about to sit here and deal with you, that they're about to sit here and y'all cannot play chess with pigeons. All these bitches do is knock over the pieces, shit on the board, and then strut around like they fucking won after. Fuck Helena and fuck JP too. Fuck JP knowing damn good and well, because Helena walked over there and fucking told you that I was there to speak to y'all. Because if I can't sit here and speak on what I want to speak on because y'all told me I couldn't speak on Palestine if I spoke, then fine. I'm going to speak on what I want to fucking speak on, which is the humanity. Or the lack thereof on your part. That's what I'm going to speak on. Which is why I brought the tarp. Because y'all aren't going to be able to cover up what you did at the Hard Rock any more than you are going to be able to cover up your inhumanity in this stance in history. Coming from a historian. Because make no mistake, every single hundreds of y'all watching this shit right now, make no mistake that we are engaged in a very deep, dark, moral battle, one that spans the existence of all fucking space and time. Understand that you have to make a decision. Understand that that freedom that y'all fucking exercise so much ain't fucking free. It does not end at the extent of a fucking like or a share. It means you have to get in your fucking car and drive. It means that you have to lose your mind. It means that you have to get arrested. It means you might have to take a fucking blow. It means, yeah, on your day off, you might have to drive all the way down to fucking New Orleans to have these pussies sit here, not even let your people fucking speak. And then, even though you're there as a white woman just to sit there and stand in solidarity, they're going to sit there and use you as the spokesperson and not give anybody else a reason to speak. But the only plus side of me going off the way that I did was the fact that I had members come out and sit there and say, well, because of the frustration and all that, don't think that the message was really heard. Bitch, you think? Because I am here standing in solidarity with them. I am not Palestinian. I will never know what it is like. I will never fucking be able to comprehend that. And the fact that you sat there and put me in that position so where I don't fucking say nothing, am I going to say nothing? Fuck no, I'm going to sit there and say exactly what was on my heart, and I meant every fucking word. Each of you should be ashamed of yourselves. How do you sit there and talk about children? The culture of this city, my name not being Rubia. How do you fucking sit there? I am a direct representation of the culture of our city that has poured into me, which includes Palestinian. My brothers and sisters who were sitting there right behind me, and you're going to sit there and leave it up to me? That's bullshit. And then, only until afterwards, you're going to sit there and let Mo go in, and you're finally going to let Mo speak. And then when he speaks and he sits there in front of you and he sits there and tells you, I have lost over 200 members of my fucking family. Not one of y'all even fucking flinched. You didn't address it. You didn't acknowledge it. You didn't say, I'm sorry. You didn't do a fucking thing. Know this. The lines are being drawn, my beloveds, on a lot of different issues. And you are going to have to decide where the fuck you stand. We're in 2024. We have the issues in Gaza. We have issues in New Orleans. All the money that could be going towards building up our city and fixing this and all these. And you want to sit here and try to, demonstrate that you're fucking human? That you're the liberals? You're the progressives of the New Orleans City Council? Get the fuck out of here. How the fuck you gonna sit here and claim that y'all are the progressive of New Orleans City Council when at the end of the day, y'all the same motherfuckers that to this day have not done a fucking thing? Our city is the first and only city in America that is 100% charters. There is not a traditional public school in the fucking city of New Orleans left. Every single one is run by boards. No different than y'all created the board and the consortium for the River District and all that type of bullshit because y'all don't want to fucking do your job. And every time somebody comes to you and demands that you do your job, you ain't got shit for it. You don't have shit to say of substance. You sit there, you do the proclamations, you sit there and do all the pandering for fucking politics. And again, the people eat it. Because when you have been exposed and you have been ingrained to injustice for so fucking long, you settle for the bare minimum because you don't think that you deserve any better. And if anything bothers me about the city of New Orleans is because y'all steady settling for fucking mediocrity when our city deserves magic. And these representatives are not fucking it. You cannot tell me Helena Moreno is a dope ass person when at the end of the day she sat there and let a black and brown man hang from the side of the New Orleans fucking Hard Rock for a year. You cannot tell me that Helena Moreno and JP Morrell are the progressives when at the end of the day, 2 days after October 7th, issued a statement in full solidarity with Israel and hasn't said a shit word since. Understand this, the lines have drawn. The lines have been drawn, they will remain drawn. And understand this, what I didn't get a chance to say to you, Helena Moreno and JP Morrell and Leslie Harris and Freddie King, which Freddie King, I know you heard me, but just to reiterate, because I'm pretty sure y'all gonna watch this too. Notice when I called your name and I said, yeah, and if something comes up on the Hard Rock, you think I don't know something's on your desk already for the Hard Rock? I'm going to tell you what I told Helena Moreno, and it's been 4 years at this point. If you think you're going to be any kind of exception, my brother, you are sadly fucking mistaken. If there's another project that comes up to rebuild the Hard Rock, it's in your district. How did you get that position? Oh, that's right. Kristen fucking Palmer. Whose position did you take? And where is she now? Oh, that's right. She didn't get fucking reelected. And why? Let's take a gander. That is the bottom line. So if we're going to sit here and draw a line in history, I need the New Orleans City Council to have made a decision that when you're making that decision on where the fuck you stand in history, let's look around as a historian, right? I love history. So you've already fucked up on the Hard Rock, right? I sat outside the building for 300 days in order to get Quinyan out, and another 8 days after that in order to wait for them to bring out Jose in a fucking box. And do you know what any of y'all have done? Helena Moreno, I'm going to be fair because she was the only one on city council at the time. Do you know what she did? Absolutely fucking nothing. Do you know how many investigations? Absolutely fucking none. Every time it was on the agenda, shit got pushed back. Every time there was a meeting, shit got pushed back. Period, point blank. The lines are drawn. And there's no other way to say this other than just like this. If you don't like where you stand in the Hard Rock, and remember, every time I was before you, I told you, I am a daughter of New Orleans and a citizen of this city. And if you think, I'm a historian, I don't write history, I don't think I'm gonna make history, but I'm damn sure about to tell it. And wherever the fuck you fall on the issue is going to be on you. Just be sure you're okay with where the fuck you stand, because I'm going to make sure that everybody knows it. Right? Set it on the Hard Rock. Principles ain't principles if you pick and choose when to have them, and that's why I call bullshit. Because if you have principles of humanity, Hard Rock wouldn't have been an issue. If you had an issue, if you had any kind of moral compass whatsoever, you would have called for a ceasefire. If you love children so much, it's for the kids, you would have called a ceasefire, which does not require you to pick a side. It just requires you to lean into your fucking humanity. And you couldn't even find that in the last 90 days. And the only statement that the city council has issued is one in solidarity with Israel. Despite the fact, again, you having constituents from Palestine. Despite the fact them showing up in droves to come speak to you this morning, and you're going to rob them of the ability to speak and then give, again, the white woman the first say. The fuck? Again, I don't write history. I don't intend to make it. But I'm damn sure going to tell it. And if me bringing the tarp to the meeting, if me getting passionate in front of you this afternoon really got you upset, I can't say JP because JP got his bitch ass up and walked away. And that's the only reason why I'm coming at your neck like this. And if the vulgarity is offensive, just imagine being the person more offended by the vulgarity than the actually fuck of an offense that I'm speaking on. That has warranted said cursing. That has warranted me calling some of y'all some bitch-made motherfuckers. Because I have tried using logic and reason. I have tried crying. I have tried comedy. I have tried information. I have tried every avenue before I even got to this point on a number of issues. And damn, I swear to God, y'all ain't trying to hear me, but y'all damn sure about to fucking feel me. And dead ass, Selena, I said it outside joking, but I'm going to go ahead and say it right here. If you think you running for mayor, if you think you have any higher political aspirations other than where the fuck you are right now, I got news for you, sis. I will literally run for mayor just so I could troll the fuck out you for that whole entire year. Just so I could sit there and have an opportunity to say, Anthony, Jose, Quinyan, and the 30,000 people that have been killed in Gaza, of which you haven't said a fucking thing, of which, by the way, I learned today from my sister Shireen, my Palestinian sister Shireen, that the capacity of the Smoothie King Center is 17,000, which means that of which you have sat back in silence, New Orleans City Council, despite your constituents asking, you have sat back in silence while we have literally watched the death of an entire Smoothie King fill up twice. One time of damn near just children. And you haven't mustered a ceasefire. If you think that you're going to run for mayor after the Hard Rock and this, and you think, once again, like I said with the tarp, if you think you're about to sit here and cover up that bullshit, you got another thing coming. Because I would dead ass just run out of spite. I would dead ass just run to blow you down for an entire year at every single debate and just ask you one issue. Where were you for Hard Rock? Where were you for Gaza and the people of Palestine? Where were you for humanity? Because once again, and maybe I'll just leave it here and calm down for the rest of the ride. But again, history gets written, right? and you don't like where you stand on the Hard Rock, you don't like the fact that I'm sitting here bringing it up and I'm blowing you down every single fucking chance I get, right? As if all good causes aren't mutually beneficial. As if standing in solidarity on these causes isn't mutually beneficial in the whole point. But let's take a gander. JP Morrell, Helena Moreno. When the history books have written of not just the Hard Rock, JP, you're a pass because you weren't in office then, but you ain't done a fucking thing ever since. Not a legislation, not an investigation, not nothing. I'm the only one that's going to end up in handcuffs as a result of that. That's fine. But just know that it's noted. And it's noted that, again, you got your ass up with your little hoodie up underneath your fucking business jacket and got the fuck up and walked off right before she called my name, which is what she told you, right? She told you you knew I was about to come up and you got up and went. Because you don't hit up, you don't respond to emails, you don't respond to DMs. Your legislative assistant, I won't even go there and throw that shit. And I wasn't. But you have every right to feel that way. But I got news for you, my beloveds. And I'm going to leave it here. When the lines of history are being drawn and written, do an example, critical thinking exercise. I did it once before. Let's try it again. I walk up on this protest. I see a bunch of people gathered around. They're chanting. Well, I wonder what this is about. If I walk up to a protest and I look at my left and I see a Confederate flag and I look on my right and I see a Nazi flag, this ain't my crowd. I'm gonna fucking go, right? So it's the importance of taking a look around you in the objective context. In the objective context, city of New Orleans, who has thus far only stood for fucking Palestine, for Israel, and not said anything for the Palestinians at all. Let's take a look at when the history book is written. And again, I intend to tell it, correct? When the history book is written, where will you stand? Because as of right now, you're on the side that has literally killed 2 Smoothie King centers full of humans. One Smoothie King, damn near of just fucking children. That's where you're standing. Where we're standing on this side, we've got the United Nations, Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, Doctors Without Borders. Did I mention the United Nations? What about the international criminal courts who have also prosecuted the Nazis in The Hague, right, for war crimes, who are also standing on this side? So take a real good look around you whenever you start to sit there and ponder your decisions, and the next time my brothers and sisters come before you to speak, just fucking let them. Because had you did that, the version of me you would have got this morning would have been completely different. The energy you received from me this morning would have been completely different. I was just responding to not only the fact that you cut out their voices, but then you tried to elevate mine to create even more division in my mind because you fucking had to know better. To literally going forward and not acknowledging Mo whenever he sat there and pleaded to you and told you how many members he's lost in his family, and you couldn't fucking muster up and I'm sorry. There was a part of me that did not want to do it, only because I know myself and I don't want to create more damage. And I know that people shut off whenever I start raising my voice. I'm very well aware of the fact that people in power ain't trying to hear none of that bullshit. But I don't know what else y'all want me to do because I've already tried everything else. And everything that I showed that happened this morning is just representative and indicative of exactly the type of games that they play, because they wanted this. Because had you just let these people come up and say what they had to say, that's it. Everything you got, everything that comes next is all on y'all. And that's what I gotta say. Every fucking thing that comes next is on y'all. And if you feel that bad about the Hard Rock that you don't even, every time you fucking see me, I can hear your eyes rolling. If you didn't feeling that bad about the Hard Rock, imagine what the souls of tens of thousands is gonna do on your fucking spirit, and you said nothing. Said nothing. And not because nobody asked you to, but because people have asked you to and you wouldn't even let them fucking speak. And then after the white girl lost her shit and gave you pressure, right, and said, unless you want something like this literally every single city council meeting, I suggest you let them speak, because I will stay my happy ass the fuck home next time. But understand this, if y'all gonna, that's partly again why I went, because I knew they were gonna be on that fuck shit today. So unless you want that type of energy, like dead ass, unless you want that type of fucking energy literally every city, I got time. Unless you want that fucking energy every city council meeting, I suggest you start listening to your constituents, and I mean fucking all of them. And that's all I got to say. Teach your life. Mwah! Fucking pussies.